Rising anger tonight over Mexico's government's outright meddling in U.S. affairs. The government of Mexico blasted the commutation of the prison sentences of former Border Patrol agents Ramos and Compean. They've been in prison since January of 2007 for shooting and wounding a Mexican illegal alien drug smuggler who was given immunity to testify against those agents. Casey Wyan now reports on the government of Mexico's outright intervention and meddling.
The government of Mexico has been involved in the case of former U.S. Border Patrol agents Ignacio Ramos and Jose Compean from the beginning. The agents shot and wounded Mexican illegal alien Osvaldo Aldrete Davila in February 2005 after he abandoned this van filled with more than 700 pounds of marijuana. Davila escaped across the Rio Grande. Weeks later, a friend of his family contacted the Border Patrol, and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security began an investigation that led to the convictions of Ramos and Compean. They were sentenced to 11 and 12 years in prison. Chief Prosecutor Johnny Sutton has repeatedly denied the Mexican government influenced the case.
The Mexican consulate contacted whom?
The Mexican consulate wrote the standard letter that they always write in these kind of cases.
You're sure it's a standard letter?
These cases, well, I don't know. The letter was sent to Homeland Security, but I can tell you that this case originated like any other case that we try in El Paso.
Mexican authorities located Davila, who initially was reluctant to cooperate with U.S. Homeland Security investigators. Eventually, the U.S. Justice Department offered Davila medical care and immunity from prosecution to testify against Ramos and Compean. Prosecutors said he was unarmed when shot. In July 2007, a House Foreign Affairs subcommittee held hearings on Mexico's role in the case. The Departments of Homeland Security and Justice declined to appear. The State Department sent 2 deputy assistant secretaries who were unable to provide definitive answers.
Are you aware of any other U.S. government agencies' communications with the Mexican government?
There were not notes exchanged. That's correct.
I mean, I've seen them because I pulled them out of the case file, and your staff sent me stuff, and other folks have sent me stuff. So, in fact, I've seen communications between the Mexican consul in El Paso and, if I'm not mistaken, Border Patrol.
Correct.
Where they asked to have consular access to this individual.
After former President Bush commuted the sentences of Ramos and Compean Monday, Mexico's Deputy Secretary for Foreign Relations, Carlos Rico, said it sent a message of impunity. Rico added his government lobbied to keep the agents in prison, but the efforts of what he called anti-immigrant groups had more influence.
It's clearly unfounded, and it really demonstrates the ignorance of American justice.
The National Border Patrol Council said in a statement, while it is not surprised in the least by the admission of the Mexican government that it lobbied long and hard for the prosecution of Border Patrol agents Ignacio Ramos and Jose Compean and against clemency for them, it is sickened by the fact that our own government acceded to those outrageous demands. The Border Patrol Union also called on President Obama and Congress to immediately begin an investigation. The Mexican embassy did not respond to our request for comment. Lou?
Talk about impunity. The fact that a deputy foreign minister would have the impunity to make such a statement, and that the government should conduct itself, the government of Mexico conduct itself, this is truly ignorance. But the ignorance is such a mild degree of ignorance as compared to that of the Bush administration through its departments of justice, through its departments of Homeland Security, it is absolutely unimaginable that George W. Bush, the President of the United States, and his administration tolerated such interference.
Yeah, and the key question that we'd really like to get answered, Lou, is when did this admitted lobbying by the Mexican government begin? Did it just start once the agents got into prison and border security activists and others were calling for their release? Did it start at the very beginning? They're not answering those questions now, Lou. Perhaps it's going to take the subpoena power of someone in Congress to find out the answers from the U.S. side.
Well, Congressman Delahunt has done his level best, as have a number of congressmen, trying to get some answers. And the fact is they have been stonewalled by their own party, by their own government, and the Bush administration has much to answer for. I appreciate that George Bush commuted the sentences of these two agents, but man, are there still important questions to be answered here, and they are answers that the American people deserve. Thank you very much, Casey. Casey